All right, hey everybody. Hopefully, with any luck, we are live, and you are looking at a really cool airplane. This is V2 of the CRJ. This is the 900. We're flying out of Miami today. This is Republic Airways Brickyard 5002 with service to Providenciales in the Turks and Caicos. It's one of my favorite flights. I love doing this flight. This is also one of my favorite places at Miami Airport, by the way. So when you do like small flights, like small, like ERJs, I don't think they fly CRJs out of Miami, but they definitely fly the E-jets out of Miami down to the islands. I've flown out of this, so this is like the main departure area all along here for international flights, and down here this is for service to like the smaller islands. We flew out of this area down to Guadeloupe. We flew out of here down to Anguilla, and you come down to this little kind of holding area down here, and you come out and you walk along the walkways out to your airplane. And this is Andrew Carr. What's going on, buddy? But we flew out of here to Guadeloupe. We flew out of here to Anguilla, both in the E-jets. So this is kind of one of my favorite places at Miami Airport. I have these like weird little spots of things that I really like in terms of airports. But anyway, you can see, I'll give you a quick look around the cabin. We're here in the CRJ 900. I'll give you a look around the EFB in a second. They've updated the EFB. The EFB is really, really great now, really useful. Airplane overall looks really, really good. It definitely feels more refined. So this is Flight Sim 24. I'm sure you guys know that. But it definitely feels more refined than the first version. And it's a cool plane. I like the CRJ. I think it got an unfair reception the first time around. I kind of feel the same about the CRJ as I felt about the ATR, which is that it's a rather unique airplane, and you've got to understand how to fly it. And I think a lot of people who had issues with the plane, frankly, I don't think it was the plane, and that's not pointing fingers at anybody. It's just it's a different plane. There's no auto throttle, there's no coupled VNAV, and in my opinion that's actually really helpful. Eduardo, how are you? So this install was really simple. I just installed it into my community folder, and that was it. I installed it from Aerosoft 1 using their software, but so this plane is more hands-on. It's less automated, but I think that's a good thing. I think it really it taught me a lot about flying jets. This is my first jet that I flew, altimeter 3023. We'll start getting the plane ready for departure here. This was the first jet that I flew, the first passenger jet anyway that I flew, and I really felt like it taught me a lot in terms of because when you're flying like the Boeings and the Airbuses, right, especially the Airbus, I mean it's very kind of can be very hands off, and that's an advantage. But I think if you fly this airplane, you get an understanding of what you're trying to do, what you're looking for at certain times, how to get prepared for descents, how to get prepared for approaches. I just think I think this gives you a really good foundation. I have not flown any jets in real life, Andrew. I haven't. I would love to, but I haven't. But so anyway, I just think this is a really good plane to get you oriented towards flying jets. And then once you get into something with more automation and you understand kind of what you're trying to do, it makes it, all the automation makes things easier. It doesn't kind of replace knowledge. But anyway, this is part of this is the new charts integration for the EFB, which I think is tremendous. We're gonna be flying the Cloud of 2 departure today. So you just select your the charts that you want, and then you hit the little pin button there, and you get your airport chart here, and then we get our departure chart here, and we're good to go. So let's see, passenger signs. We'll go on. Let's see what else we got here. There should be about an hour and 10 minutes flight today down to Providenciales. That's not what I meant to do. And I was gonna say, if you guys are interested in learning this plane, there's a YouTube channel. There's a guy called Your Sim CFI. Go to his channel. He'll teach you how to fly this plane. Great. He flies the CRJ 900 in real life, and just tremendous information. So let's go. What was it? 3023. So I'm pretty excited about this plane. This is going to be my 4th flight in it since I got it, and I'm first of all, thank you to Aerosoft. I shouldn't forget to say that. Let's make sure 3023 and 3023. All right. Thank you to Aerosoft for letting me have a chance to do this, because that's very, very kind of them. All right, FMC, we've got the flight plan loaded. I'm going to copy the active flight plan just in case we need it. We'll do departure and arrival. Let's see, let me get the briefing panel up here. Scott Kelly, what's going on? How you doing? Let's see here. We have got runway 8 left, Cloud of 2 departure, BITAC transition, and we'll execute that. And I'm struggling with which arrival I want, which approach I want to fly. So, hey Peter, how are you? Goedendag. I'm trying to decide which approach I want to fly. So the CRJ cannot fly RNP approaches, at least so far as I know. And there are, going into Providenciales, there are RNP approaches and VOR approaches. So I'm gonna have to fly the VOR approach, which is fine, no big deal. It's just I like in jets. I like flying, especially in good weather, which is this is gonna be. I prefer flying RNAV approaches just because it's whoopsie, clear. Just because it's easier. There's not as much to do. All right, Maxim. Oh, really? So then, all right. Well, we'll deal with that. Oh, no. Duh. I know. Now I get it. All right. Well, let's see. Anyway, so I don't want to hold it, Maxim. You know what? I'm gonna do what I know. Hey, Bob, what's going on? I'm gonna do what I know, and I'm gonna fly the RNP approach. Because the RNP approach has LNAV minimums, which I think legally I can use, but I'm not 100% sure. But what we're gonna do, come back here. We're gonna go Providenciales. We're gonna go RNAV 10. We'll go Benos, because this is the approach I know. And then let's go to the legs page, and we'll go Soleil. We don't want to hold at Benos. We want this waypoint. And we'll put that there, and that skips the hold, and then we're good to go. So I'll explain that whole thing once we get down there. All right, now let's go VNav setup, transition altitude, perf init, cruise altitude. This is going to say 37,000 feet. I don't know that this is going to get to 37,000 feet, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is go 33,000 feet because it climbs at like 500 feet a minute to 37. What's our alternate? Alternate is San Juan, so we'll go 23 to San Juan if we need to. It gets to about 32,000 feet, and then it's climbing at about 500 feet a minute, and it'll take a year and a half to get to 12,907, 12,905. We're good. So I don't feel like waiting all day trying to get to 37,000 feet for no particular reason. All right. Now, what else are we gonna do? Perf, we're gonna do winds here. Oh wait. We're gonna do perf, and what are we looking at here? What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. All right, we're looking for winds. We're looking for winds now. Hey, Dave, what's going on? We are keeping well. We are keeping well. We're trying out the good old CRJ V2 today. Weather ISO deviation is 7, so we'll put that in. And let's figure out what our winds are going to be. All right, so climb winds. They're pretty stable. Do 300 at 20. This looks pretty good. 300 at 20, and then cruise we'll do, let's see, attack top of climb 280 at 80 looks like the number. And to get this, all I'm doing is looking at my two, like I basically have 2 waypoints in the cruise, which is top of climb and then top of descent. So there's 280 at 78, 279 at 079. So 280 at 8 is pretty good compromise. And then 236 at 7 in the descent, we're at about 14,000 feet. So 236 at 7, and that should do the trick. So there's that. Let's see if we got anything else. Any else fun stuff to do here? We do not. Let me check perf one more time. Flex temp. I don't know what the flex temp is for this particular day, but 40 sounds about right. All right, so let's see here. Prog page. Good. Legs page. Jamba, Kabola, Colada. Whoopsie. Yeah, whatever. Kabola, Colada, Medley, Bitac, Soleil, Bitac. Okay, so we're good there. I don't think there's anything else I forgot. It's, I had to go back. I used to fly this plane a lot. I had to go back and find out. I had to go back and watch my videos and kind of remind myself how to fly this. All right, so I think we're good to go. So FMS is set, radios and nav aids. Let's check radios 118.3, 118.3 is what we want. So there's that. Squawking 0064. Make sure I am connected to Vatsim, and I am. Alright, so that's good. So takeoff briefing. Let's go to our chart here. Taxi brief. We're gonna go. We are position 11. We'll taxi out November 4. Whoopsie. We'll taxi out November 4, Mike. Alright, November 4, Mike 1, crossing runway 08 right. And then our departure, I've flown this one 10,000 times. Latitude departure, come out, running runway 8 left is heading on 123 to Jamba, then Kabola, then Klada, and then we fly Medley and then Bitak. So that's simple enough. Alright. So there's that. So when we are cleared to start, let's go up top.
Yeah, Miami traffic, Western Wolf 549 at 3,000 now, turning final for guy left 09, Miami.
Let's go APU start. And that means beacon's coming on. Luis, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, this is a great plane. Luis, you couldn't get a better plane to learn to fly jets, because it's I was saying before, you have to, in order to fly this plane, you have to understand what you're doing and what's going on. Whereas like with this, I mean, I don't know, you can make an argument that like the 737 is kind of, or an Airbus is a little bit better because it's easier. I think this is better because it's more difficult, if that makes any sense. Because you've got to understand descent planning. You've got to understand all this stuff in order to fly this plane well. But it's a great plane. It's a really great plane. All right, so APU is ready to go. Electronics. Let's check the electronics. Electronics are good. Whoopsie, as you can see, I've set up all these. Takeoff data is set. I can set up all these camera views here. Doors, let's check our doors. Doors are all closed.
Yeah, Miami traffic, Western Wolf 549, fully established downtown, not final, ILS 09.
Alright, now beacon is on, hydraulic pump, fuel pumps rather. Alright, now these come auto on. Antonio, what's going on? So I haven't gone to Sim Update 2 yet because I wanted to fly this airplane. If I had gone to Sim Update 2, I didn't want that to screw up flying this plane. Because I knew I was going to get a chance to preview this. So I haven't checked Sim Update 2 yet. But I am looking forward to it as soon as when this plane goes live on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. What day is it? What day is it? This plane is released on the 1st, which is Saturday. No. Tuesday. So when this plane is released, then I will go to Sim Update 2. And it's probably not going to be good from the looks of things. Hey, Flight Pro, what's going on? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Let's go checklist. Okay, so we're good to go. So in this version of the plane, let's start our pushback first. There we go. In this version of the plane, you got to hold down the start button.
Miami traffic, Air France 353 on Quebec, taxiing to...
So we got the engine starting here. Why is that? Yeah, there's a bus taking my tail off, which is not good. Miami traffic, Brickyard 5002, pushing back position 11. Will be taxiing runway 8 left via November 4, Mike 1, crossing 8 right, Miami. Alright, and let's go up there. And feeling pretty good so far. Engine start is looking good. Alright, good start. Let's stop the pushback. Set the parking brake. And that is looking good. So we will now go up. We'll start engine number 1. And this, I was having trouble getting this one started. Frank Aguilera, what's going on? I was having trouble getting engine 1 started, and then I realized I had
Global 549 Heavy short final 09.
I had something. I had a key bind, which was not working out good. Yeah, Antonio, I'm looking forward to sim update 2. I think it's going to be a good sim update. It's just a matter of a lot of times the first build isn't good, you know, which I think is the case here. But ultimately, I think sim update 2 is going to be big for a number of things. First of all, VR is going to be hopefully good. Issues with your PC, Flight Pro. I'm sorry to hear that. It seems like both sims have been running kind of a little bit iffy lately, honestly. Alright, there we go. Let's see here. Good start, both engines. Let's go up here. Emergency lights armed. These lights are on. Let's go taxi light on. Come on, get down there. And beacon lights on. Alright, what else do we got here? Window key, yeah. Don't want to turn that on quite yet because I don't want to burn out the I'll set these there and we'll turn on the probes here as we get going. So what else we got? What else we got? All right. Let's see here. And we'll stop that. Turn it off. Everything's looking good. All right, we're ready for taxi. Aviation, dude, what's going on? All right, we are ready for taxi.
Traffic reference 4353, taking off runway 12.
Taking off 12. Where are you going, man? All right. Make sure the left.
Charlie Western Global 549, clear 09 Tango 7, taxi to the Western Cargo Ramp Tango.
Okay, he's got plans. I don't know what they are, but he's got plans. Let's just make sure that the right side is clear here. All right. So, Dave, having the same problem in 2020, start the flight and CTV about 5 minutes into the flight. It seems like, I don't know if, it seems like a lot of people have been having issues with both sims. I don't know what the story is. I mean, I wouldn't think it would be anything in your control panel settings. If anything, maybe an add-on or something, but alright. So let's get a look on Volanta and see if we've got any traffic, and we don't, I don't think.
Miami traffic Copa 441, establish localized runway 09.
Alright, people are taking off. Oh, they're landing 09. He's taking off runway 12. Somebody. We got all kinds of stuff going on here today. Alright, let's get matriculating here. Let's see. Yeah, Dave, that's what I would start with. Alright, after start, boy, we didn't do any of this, did we? Bleed valves on auto, nose wheel steering armed, we didn't do any of this. Electrics check, bleed valves auto, APU is off. Taxi. Let's set the flaps for takeoff. This has been a little bit haphazard here. Let's check the trims. Trims are green. The other thing we want to do is make sure performance, what should our trim be? 6.4. So Let me make sure I'm not going off the rails here. Trim 6.4. There we go. Alright, so, and we're moving quite quickly here. Alright, checklist. This is where it'd be good to have a co-pilot. Thrust reversers are armed. Flight instruments are looking good. I'm gonna bring the power back here so I don't get taxiing too fast. Alright, brake temps are good. Alright, lights, we're gonna check that. Alright, override is manual. What else we got? Flight attendants. Alright. Now let's put our armrest back up. Heisenberg, what's going on? Sorry if I'm texting like I'm half asleep here because I'm not paying attention. Transponder TCAS is set, I know that. Radar is good, let's check the CAS. Takeoff config, okay. Alright, so we're gonna hold short 8 right. Got a couple of things to do. Heisenberg, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Alright, let's go. Strobes on. Go landing lights on. That off. No. Probe's coming on. Come on, probe. Alright, now. Do we have any incoming traffic? No, we don't. Miami traffic, Brickyard 5009. We'll be crossing 8 right at Mike 1, Miami. Alright, we got takeoff, so that's good. Final approach is looking clear, both sides. Flight Pro, it's a great plane. It's a great plane. And Dave, if we had a Dash 8 in Flight Sim 24, I guarantee there would be so many people to fly that plane. We just don't. Alright, lights are good. Everything up top is good. Miami traffic, Brickyard 5002 is clear of 8 right, departing runway 8 left. Cloud 2 departure to the southeast, Miami. Alright. So, flaps are set. Takeoff is good. Reversers are armed. Nobody's smoking in the back, let's hope. Alright, so this is 8 left, heading indicator checks with the runway number. Alright, power coming up. 40% and 1. And toga power is set. 2024 is great. I mean, if I had to fly either one of them, I'd fly 24. There's 80 knots. 2024 is fantastic. It's just a pain to get set up. But once you get it set up, it is stunning. It's really nice. It really is an enjoyable sim. Alright, there's V1. And rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gears coming up. And off we go. Start our turnout. I'm gonna hand fly the first part. I like hand flying the first part of... I like hand flying a little bit as much as I can. I was reading the other day, there was this this guy was talking about how older pilot for sure, talking about how 13, 14, 1500. Once we get the pitch down indication, I will start rolling the speed up here a little bit. Was talking about how when he started with the airlines, they used to turn the autopilot off at top of descent. They would turn it on top of climb and turn it off at top of descent, which is pretty wild if you think about it. Alright, so let's roll the speed up here. Looking for about 240. The speed is not controlled. The only reason I'm bugging the speed right now is a reminder for myself at what I'm trying to do. But once we get first notch of flaps up, second notch up, and we'll go speed and nav mode. Come on. And we'll go autopilot engage. And then we'll go 240 on the speed. Okay. I got that a little bit wrong. 240 on the speed. Climbing through 5,000. Alright. Let's see here. I'm using real turb, which is pretty sweet. There's 240. And we'll go, let's roll the altitude up to about 17. Just to give us some... room here. Alright, flaps are up. Go up top here, we'll turn that off. Alright, and we'll come over here. Climb checklist, fuel flow auto is off. Let's see, APU is off. Let's see. Thrust reversers off. And CAS checked, we're good. APU door is closed. Alright, so I gotta come back to climb mode here. Forgot about that part. That's probably why it never pitched down. But I've always thought this was a sharp looking airplane. I mean, literally, it looks like pointy, you know? I always thought this was a cool looking airplane. Always enjoyed the CRJ. So I've got Real Turb and FS Realistic going, and they seem to work very, very well together. So yeah, so because I didn't set it to climb mode, I didn't get the correct pitch down on departure. Coming up on 10,000 feet. We'll go... turn those off. Passengers can get loose a little bit. And we'll go speed 290. And that's that. And we'll roll the speed up to 33,000 feet. Like I was saying before, if you...
Traffic Copa 441, crossing via Tango,
what am I doing here?
runway 30.
Like I was saying before, if you it wanted 37,000, it would take all day to get there. It's not worth it on a flight of this length. No, 33,000. Come on, one more. Give me one. Alright, let's go 122.8. It is a little bit of a handful single pilot. There's 122.8. And legs, we're good. Alright. Alright, so let me check some messages from you guys here. We'll see what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, 2024. Oh, for VFR, Flight Pro, for VFR, 2024 is literally the best sim ever created. It's absolutely amazing for 2020 for VFR flying. But see, and that's the thing about this plane. So this plane might be kind of like the intro to good passenger jets in 2024, which would be fantastic. Don, this is not Sim Update 2. The reason why I didn't update to Sim Update, I usually get into the betas, but the reason why I didn't in this particular case is because I knew I was going to be previewing this plane, and I didn't want Sim Update 2 to goof that up for me. So this is still Sim Update 1. But this is, I mean, Flight Sim 24 is just awesome. The flight dynamics in Flight Sim 24 are way different, like way different from 2020, in a good way. The flight dynamics for 24 are just incredible. 16,000 climbing flight level 330. But like, I mean, you can see the performance in this plane is great. I mean, and you know, in terms of like, you know, FPS performance, it's fantastic. I haven't gone back into the cabin yet, the passenger cabin. But I mean, it's just, I always like this plane. I always like this plane. I like V1 of this plane. I like V2 of this plane a lot. It is pretty sweet. So there's 18,000. We'll come down here. We'll go standard altimeter, and I'll switch over to hectopascals for the arrival into Providenciales. We'll go like that. Let's see here. One other thing, I was just prompted by seeing my heading indicator, my heading number pointing way over there. So let's go. You can see that's heading off that way. If you press this button, it will sync your heading mode to your actual heading, and in this case it's right there, dead ahead 119. But yeah, I mean, as soon as Sim Update 2 hits the second beta release, I'll get it. But I'm just having too much fun right now. A lot of times the first beta release is not great. But this one, you know, it's not that big a deal. Actually, now that I think about it, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get Sim Update 2 beta on Monday when this plane is released. So real quick through the EFB. The EFB is great. Remember, this plane had the EFB before anybody else did, you know? So it's got all the checklists, which are really, I find it really convenient. Flight plan is good stuff. You can get all your weather here. If you want your forecasts, you can get your forecast weather here. You can refresh the weather, get new weather. You can see your SimBrief flight plan with all this. And this is really cool. I like this over here on the left. So like, if you want to check a certain section of it, you just click on it. Departure NOTAMs, company NOTAMs, airport weather. It's really pretty cool. So that implementation is really nice. Don, no, I'd leave it on. I mean, if you're not having any problems, I would leave it on. They didn't say anything about DLSS 4 and the release notes for the beta, so I don't know what they're doing. But so the performance page, this stuff is all familiar if you used the previous plane. This is our weight and balance sheet here. But this is new, the takeoff and landing. So once we get closer to Providenciales, you pick your runway. It gives you the headwind and crosswind components. Once your landing weight, once we hopefully get down below max landing weight, and then you click the calculate landing distance, and it gives you the distance that you're going to land on. You know, it's pretty cool stuff. You got all your takeoff data from SimBrief. So it's really pretty sweet. And then all this stuff, I use the turnaround state in this airplane. I just don't bother with cold and dark starts. And like I said, the charts, and it's tremendous. So we're good as far as, I wonder if he is Vatsim traffic right there, probably. Cool. So there you have it. That's the FMC. Little stuttering. It's hard to know. It's a lot of people seem to be having stuttering problem. Not stuttering problems. Crashes with Sim Update 2. So we'll see. But coming up on the Bahamas. See what the speaking of our flight plan here. Let's see here. Times and weights, routings and impacts. So flight level change, if we go down, yeah, it doesn't make any difference. So we're good. So we've got climbing through 270. Yeah, that climb rate is starting to come down. You can see our climb rate's coming down to 1,200 feet a minute right now. Once we get up to you'll see when we get to 33,000 feet, if we kept on going up to 37, it would take a while. I'll be interested to see what the climb rate is once we get up there. So look at this. I think the water, as unreal as this looks real. This is what this part of the world looks like. It's crazy. The Bahamas, the watercolor in the Bahamas is just nuts. Is that, those are windmills? Check that out. I don't know if you can see it on the stream right here. Right there, there's a big set of windmills right here. How cool is that? How cool is that? Huh. But yeah, the water looks, it just looks incredible. And once the scenery, yeah, it's just amazing. The ground scenery in Flight Sim 24 is just, it's just better. It just is. Oh, I forgot to start my chronometer. It should be about 70 minutes flight time. Which Don, which planes are you talking about? There's very few native 2024 planes. So this plane actually is not a native 2024 build. They're gonna do a native 2024 build. But this is the 4th time I've flown this plane, and this plane handles beautifully in 24. It really does. You gotta turn down the sensitivities. Your yoke sensitivities and stuff. But there's a great channel. I mentioned it at the beginning, but if you guys want to learn how to fly this airplane, check out that guy's YouTube channel. Fantastic stuff. See, we're getting down to 800 feet a minute climb. 700 feet a minute. So that last, if we get up to that last 4,000 feet up to 37,000 would be what, 8 minutes? Which, I mean, it was really isn't that big a deal, but it's annoying. I don't feel like spending 8 more minutes climbing. I mean, look how beautiful this is. And these, like, these colors right here are real. Like, that's what it looks like. It's insane. If you've never flown over the Bahamas, it is absolutely crazy. The watercolors are just nuts. I don't know what all this stuff is. These, like, pockmarks or whatever it is. But the watercolors over the Bahamas are just nuts. And one of the things I like about flying over the Bahamas is like every single island, and there are tons and tons of islands in the Bahamas. I think there's a few hundred islands in the Bahamas. Let me see here. There are 700 islands in the Bahamas, and so it says 30 of them are inhabited, but there's gotta be, I mean, there's a zillion airports in the Bahamas, and like I'll show you once we come over top of here. Like every island you go over has got a little airstrip on it, which is kind of one of the reasons I like the Bahamas so much. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it right there. There's a little airstrip right there. Yeah, aviation dude. I was hoping nobody would notice that. It was, so the reason I did the flight this morning, first of all, to get like, just to get my feel for it. But I also changed my controller sensitivities, so I wanted to see how they would be. So hopefully this landing this afternoon is gonna be a little bit better. But yeah, we had a firm one into Providenciales earlier today. But hopefully we'll do a little bit better today, this afternoon. Let's see. So, I mean, this scenery is just incredible, in my opinion. Ah, Flight Pro similar to Mauritius, gotcha. The Bonanza V-tail. So that's a default plane, is it? That's an Aerosoft plane, I think. And I think what is that? Not black box, that does the round dial versions. I'm trying to find the airport, because there's definitely an airport on this island. Where are we? I know there's an airport on this island. Of course, then again, I could look on my chart and find it. I don't think that's it. There's one out there somewhere. VTL is third party, okay. Charts, let me see, where are we? Ah, there it is. Okay, so it's kind of about our 7 o'clock. Yeah, so that is it, I guess. That is a little strip right there. This is Nassau right here. Nassau International. It's not called Nassau International. It is Pindling International Airport, I do believe. And this is usually about where you hit top of descent. Or top of climb, rather. And we gotta set our power manually here. We'll bring it back to about 84%. Oops, yeah, that's a little too much. Bring it back there, and then we'll set the speed for 240. No. Mach 0.74. So just watch this number come back here. We got a little ahead of ourselves. Looking for that airport. I wound up getting a little bit fast here. Nassau. I just think this is a cool plane. Let's post some pictures to excuse me, let's post some pictures to Valanta here. Let's see. Not much action going on in the Caribbean today. Not much going on. You hate the CRJ? I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. I like it. I think it's a cool plane. So there is BITAC. So let's go check and see what our... Let's see what our weather fuel should be at BITAC. Fuel should be 9.8, and we have 10.1, so we're good. Gotta bring a little bit more. You gotta manage the speed with your right hand in this plane. Square heading indicator. So, and you get all these cool little out islands and keys and so on in the Bahamas. That's looking cool too. The one thing I don't like about the one thing in Flight Sim 2024 is you get this horizon line sometimes. I don't know why it shows sometimes and doesn't show other times, but it does. Oh, it's just that's a cool view right there. It's a cool looking airplane, in my humble opinion. Gulf Coast Tim, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. What have you been up to lately? What have you been flying? So now we spend the next bit of time in cruise. Let's see. Benos is 2,000 or above, so I'm gonna start thinking about my approach now, because I have nothing else to do. Yeah, Tim, I hear you, man. This is my kind of flight too. Let's see here. So this is our route of flight today. Out of Miami down here. And once we turn Soleil, that's basically a straight-in final for Providenciales. Providenciales is one of the coolest. Hey, Bob, take it easy. Good to see you, man. I'll see you Sunday for group flight. Take care of yourself. One of the So let's see. So charts. Let's get our destination charts. There is no SID. I have star rather. We do need our airport chart here. This is a really cool approach. So we're flying the RNAV, the RNP10, which I don't believe. Okay, so we can fly the RNP approach. It just might not be perfect. So if anything goes wrong, I'll blame it on the approach. Tim, I hear you on that one. Life can be very busy. Life can be very, very busy. So I try to make things easy for myself because of my low level of competency. And so Benos is straight in runway 10. Benos is 10 miles. And you figure about 300 feet a nautical mile, right? So I would like to be at Benos. If I'm at Benos at 3,000 feet, I would be a pretty happy guy. But what I'm gonna do, I don't want 2,000 or above. What I want is 2,000 on the nose. Yeah, flying around the Turks and Caicos is great. So I want 2,000 on the nose. I don't want 2,000 or above. Because 2,000 or above, 33,000 feet qualifies for that. So I want to get a hard altitude. So look at this. This is the Exuma chain right here. But look at this water. Look how, and I'm telling you, like, you see these kind of wrinkles, like the sand wrinkles in the water in real life. It's incredible. It's absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But let's take a look here. So 2,000 feet at Benos, and then a Muso 1,700 for glide slope intercept. That's going to be, if I can get at 2,000 at Benos, I'll be in good shape. I'll be in good shape. So let's take a real quick look at our systems here, make sure everything's okay. You can't really get a good camera view that can help you look through all these screens. Cabin altitude is all good. Electronics, packs are good, pressures are good, temps are good, hydraulics are looking fine. Alright, AC electrics are looking good. What we like to see. DC electrics looking good. Fuel, let me see. Fuel is pretty balanced. Let's see what else we got here. Flight controls, everything's looking good. Anti-ice, don't need it. Doors are all closed, thank God. That'd be bad. Alright, let's go right there. So, yeah, the water's just unbelievable. Turks and Caicos is a cool place to fly around. So, speed is alright. We're a little bit fast. Let's see if that doesn't do it. Rumpelstiltskin, what's going on? What's happening? Not much here. We're just flying down the Exuma chain. Enjoying another beautiful flight here. This was my first. Hey Faz, what's going on? How you doing? We're this was like my first. This is actually my first plane, and I used to mimic or my first jet, and I used to mimic 737 routes for American Airlines, and I used to get V2 is great. I mean, it's really nice. I haven't had a single hiccup with this airplane. The physics mod. I'm not familiar with that one for this plane. Let me see. I want to see if we got any. Hold on here. Got any airports coming up? One airport that I've always wanted to land at, which I never have. I don't think in this sim. I think that's it right there. MYEB. See, there's a little airport right there. See that? That's the cool thing about the Bahamas, is like there's all these weird little airports. See that right there? There's a little airport. There's another little airport. And Rumpelstiltskin, no, V2 is not out of, or no, it's not out of beta. So this is a preview, but it will be out of beta next Monday, next Tuesday. Yeah, Exuma, okay. So Staniel Key is that one back there. Staniel Key is right there. And then Exuma is right back there, and then we're going right over the top of Farmer's Key, which I don't see. But Exuma is one of the ones I wanted to fly to. Oh, there we are, Farmer's Key. Little airport right there. Yeah, Afaz, I hope this plane gets some more love from the flight sim community with V2, because it's a cool plane. You know, it's a neat plane. I like it. I always have. And it'll be good to get regional jet ops. It'd be good to get any jet ops really in 2024. Let's see, the physics mod, there's one for on flightsim.to for the 700, 900, which improves it. So it should, they've made changes. There's a little airport. So they've made changes to the flight model. And like I said before, I don't know if you were here, but so Flight Sim 20, this is Flight Sim 2020 native. It's not native for 24 yet. But I mean, as you can see, I mean, it works perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I haven't flown this airplane in Flight Sim 2020. I've only flown it in 24, and it's fantastic. So what are we looking at? About 180 miles, 200 miles. 208. So look at all these airports down here. MUCC, that's Cuba, I do believe. Oh, it's hard to believe this, how good it is. Yeah, you know, Alphaz, if I basically the only time I fly 2020 anymore is when I do group flights. All I fly now is 24. One of the things I'm really disappointed about is that the any builds planes for 2024, the stock planes, they should be really, really good. They're just not. They're fantastic right up until the avionics freeze. and it's disappointing. I think the A320 might not have the problem, but the A321, which is the one I want to fly. Oh, there's Exuma International. Okay, the A321, that's Exuma International. That is a cool little airport. The Indy builds planes for 24 are fantastic. It's just they have that Vatsim crash. There were a bunch of notes in Sim Update 2 beta about Vatsim, and I'm hoping that those Vatsim crashes will be resolved for the Airbuses, the Indy builds Airbuses, but we'll see. We shall see. Is this a cool view or what? I think I have the itch to go back to the Caribbean. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's the initial build for a lot of the sim updates. A lot of the betas are a setback for sure. You know, it's very common that the first build is iffy. Which is why a lot of the times I'll sit the first build out, and then I'll check, and then I'll join after the first build, like the first update, the first beta update. But we'll see. We'll see with this one. I'm looking forward to testing Sim Update 2 beta. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what we got here. Why do we have no top of descent? That makes me somewhat nervous. Alright, let's see here. That's 33 times 3. 100 nautical miles is about our top of descent, so we still got some time. Start putting in some info here, though. Let's see here. What is our... MDA... I don't think I can legally... Well... I don't know if I can legally fly the LNAV VNAV on this one or not. But... What is it? 278? 278? Got nothing else to do. May as well start dialing this stuff in. 278. We got ground speed 486. There shouldn't be more than another. Of course, I just realized that my speed is decaying here. Um, 276. Ah, look at that. Alright, radial altimeter test. Okay. Why, oh why do I not have a top of descent? Did I screw it up with putting in Benos at 2000? So what I'm gonna do when this number right here gets to 2,800, that's when we'll start our descent. I don't know if it's going to show me. Yeah, Peter, that sounds about right. That sounds about exactly right. So let's see. We got a strong tailwind too. So maybe 27. Once that hits about 2,700. Let's go. Actually, no. Let's go. All right. Clear. Let's go MBPV, and we'll go 110. That should be roughly about that circle right there. Should be roughly about where our top of descent is. Dave, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. And we'll be flying on Sunday. So you take care too, Dave. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you Sunday, hopefully. So that should be about top of descent right around there. I don't know why. Maybe because I set a hard altitude that it changed, but it shouldn't. It should still give me a top of descent. But if it doesn't, we'll figure it out. And that's actually kind of what I was talking about before, is that with this plane, I mean, even though it should technically give me a top, it should give me a top of descent. It makes you think. This plane makes you think. See, I'm just wiggling that power forward just a hair to see if I can get up to that 0.74. Here's another one. There's another little airport. What is that? That is... What is that? That is Dead Man's Key. I wonder what happened there. Probably somebody lost a card game and got killed. That's what I would guess. Dead Man's Key. Whatever happened, it wasn't good. For somebody, anyway. PRJ is great, Tim. I really like this airplane. I flew a lot in this airplane, like in 2022. When did this come out? Like mid 2021. This was the first real passenger jet for the sim, like first third-party passenger jet for the sim. And I don't know. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, like it caught a lot of flack from people, but I don't think it was justified. I think this is a good plane. I think it was a good plane. You know, out. You know, I really like this plane a lot. I'm definitely going to be flying this plane in 2024 a lot. Definitely, and at least until the PMDGs come out, this is going to be my airplane for sure. For sure. And I think I appreciate it more now. I think I appreciate it more now because it really is fun to fly. It's just interesting. It's a lot more involved. Like the 737 and Airbus, like, I mean, obviously most of my jet time is 737 time, but like my 737 flights, like I can just take off and, like, you know, at 3,000 feet climbing out of Miami, hit the autopilot and then just leave and like go have lunch and like whatever. With this you really can't. You've got to be in the saddle, which I like. I think that's one of the things I like about it. Crooked Island over here. How far from Soleil are we right now? 107 miles from Soleil. I'm gonna come down early. So that I'm in a better spot to set up. I don't want to embarrass myself with this landing. Okay. But I think the skyline view is a lot more realistic in Flight Sim 2024. As are the clouds. As are the clouds. But I think if you can master this airplane, it just makes flying anything else easier. In a good way, I mean. In a good way. Crooked Island. So love these low-level cumulus clouds that you get all over the islands. Absolutely beautiful. Love flying down to the Caribbean and just staring out the window the entire time. Alright. How far from... I'm thinking that I'm gonna feel like descending here relatively soon. Tim, that's awesome. You know, I think that's one thing I've probably underappreciated about Flight Sim 24 is the ability to get out and walk around, you know? Yeah, so what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna bring this down to 2,000. And then we're gonna go vertical speed. We're down 3,000 feet a minute. And I'm going to pull the power to idle. So this should get us a good... Creamers, what's going on? Yeah, I like the CRJ too. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear we got some more CRJ fans out there. Because it's a cool plane. It's a fun plane. Let's go descent checklist. Landing level is set, I do believe. What is the landing level? Landing level is 28 and we've got it 20, so we're good. Is there a way to import? Yes, there is. It's super easy. So this is what you do, Creamers. You come. So if you're talking on SimBrief, right? So you just come here. You click import operational flight plan, send to FMS, set payload and fuel. Then you come over here, set payload and simulator. Copy perf init data to FMS, and that's it, dude. Takes nothing. Takes literally 10 seconds. It's fantastic. It's I mean, the implementation of that in this sim is or in this plane rather is fantastic. Let's see, fuel, we're good. Hopefully, I was over max landing weight earlier. Hopefully, I'm not anymore. CAS is checked. One thing I do want to check as well is, let me see here, descent VNAV 290, so let's set 290. It should descend, it should, at idle power at 3,000 feet should be about 290, but you in the plane you got to bring a little power in. Yeah, Creamers, I'm telling you, this is the easiest plane to set up and get going than I've ever flown. Because the other thing is too, like, you don't have to do all of like the bleed source and the turning off the packs to start the engines and all that stuff. It's all automatic. I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's really nice. See if we can get up to about 2,000 feet here, about 290 knots rather. So let's check our checklist, CAS, landing data. Let's go performance. We're still over max landing weight. Darn it. So here's the other cool thing, Creamers. Yeah. I'm just gonna pretend that we're at max landing weight. What is max landing weight? What is it? 75.1. Youch. Alright, let's see here. Refresh the METAR. We're gonna fly it at VREF. So it should be about 3,200 feet. I don't know why I'm overweight. Almost the same with Embraer 190 by X-Crafts. I don't have any excuse me, I don't have any experience with that plane. I wish I could tell you. But this one's super easy. What are we at? 19. Alright. Now, I don't understand. I don't know why I'm over max landing weight, but I am. Let's get the weather. 06011, scattered 1800, altimeter temperature 270.21, QNH 1016. Transition level is 6,000 feet, if I am remembering correctly. Yeah, 6,000. All right. Let's see. I mean, I should be, I should be able to get down on time to get off at Bravo, but probably won't. All right. So what else we need here? All right, approach briefing. Let's brief the approach real quick. Make sure we're not. Yeah, we're getting a little fast. All right, let's brief the approach. It's an RNAV approach, so no radios to tune. Final approach course is 104. Let's square that. We're going to change it at Soleil. All right, let's see. Final approach course 104, glide slope intercept is a Muso at 17. LNAV VNAV decision, MDA is 278. Airport elevation, missed approach, climb 2000, then right turn direct Benos and hold. So we come right around here, out to Benos, and then hold. So it'd be out, this be a teardrop entry. Tim, take it easy. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care. This will be a teardrop entry, so outbound -30, so 284 -30 is 254. So we'll come out and around here on the old teardrop entry. And then we'll be in the holding pattern. Let's see, when local altimeter not received, procedure not authorized. We're good. That's good. No turn before missed approach point. Understood. For uncompensated barrel VNAV systems, don't have to worry about that. Obstacle protection reduced in visual segment. What they're telling you there is you might hit a sailboat. That's literally what that means. You might hit a sailboat. So we're Benos straight in. Benos 2000, Emuso at 17. So, what was our landing speeds? VREF 143. Alright. Yeah, so we should be good. 3 miles, 1,000 feet, that's perfect. Alright, so let's go to the fixed page. We're gonna go to 5. And we'll come back here to the legs page, and then we'll come over here. We want the prog 2 page so we can get the crosswinds. Alright. We should be good. We should be good. We'll be turning a 40-mile final here in a second. So, oh jeez. You know, so it's a good thing we're out in the middle of nowhere. That was a huge boo-boo right there. I completely blew through the altitude, wasn't paying attention at all to my speed. Yeah, that was not good. What did I say? 1016. Totally screwed that up. Totally screwed that up. Alright. Looking for 240. And let's see here. Boy, did I goof that one. I guess it happens, doesn't it? Alright. Bring in some power so we don't get too slow here. We'll bring that down to 210. All right. So that was pilot-induced foolishness right there. Pilot-induced foolishness. Alright. Now we are turning a 40-mile final for runway 10. So once we get settled here, we'll bug our heading indicator. Whoopsie. Alright, there's that. Yeah, we got a pretty good wind. You can see pretty good crosswind right here. 27 to Benos. And we're not gonna get there at this rate. So I think the water looks fantastic. Hey Bluebeard, what's going on? I think the water looks absolutely fantastic in Flight Sim 24 too. I think it looks way better. It's got that deep blue, like, Caribbean color. Really nice. Alright, let's see here. What else we need? What else we need? Before landing checklist, flight attendants advise. Let's do that. Do that. Passenger signs are arms. Thrust reversers. Arm those. Landing gear flaps is all we need. So City Glow at night is awesome as well. Yeah, I think that the just the colors in general are so much better in 24, and like 2020 is really good, you know. But like that view right there is like a perfect Caribbean sea color and like distant clouds. It just looks awesome. It just looks awesome. So, starting to see Providenciales coming up here. I got down too early and I got down too far because I was not paying attention. But that's all right. Providenciales traffic, Brickyard 5002 is 25 miles to the west, inbound runway 10, Providenciales. Yeah, Bluebird, it looks awesome. It really does. So, what else we got to do here? All right, there's that. Oh, here is, just bring this in one. All right. Fix, I want now 15. All right, that's good. Legs page, all right. So this is good. I'm burning so much fuel right now, it's ridiculous, which is good because hopefully that'll get me under my max landing weight by the time we get there. Just wobbling along. This is like a 172 approach. But the watercolor is just absolutely perfect. It is absolutely spot on. Alright. What are we now? We are 11 from Benno, so we're 20 miles out. Providenciales traffic, Brickyard 5002, 20 mile final, runway 10, Providenciales. Alright. Let's see here. Final approach fix is a Musu. So once we cross Benos, I want to get down to 1700 right quick so that we can, I mean, it's only 300 feet, but that way I can be ready for final approach descent here. Set that to 1700, so as soon as we cross Benos, we'll go gear down, flaps 20. So coming up here at the green arc at 15 miles, we'll go flaps 1. Then at Benos, we'll go flaps 8, and we'll drop down to 1700 feet. And then at Emuso, whoever made up that waypoint name, Emuso, we will go gear down flaps 20. VREF is 143. That's a cool little island right there. You can fly over there from Providenciales. So Providenciales traffic, Brickyard 5002, 15 mile final, runway 10, Providenciales. You can see the airport. It's just a hair right in front of us there. Go flaps 1. I don't know why it started accelerating all of a sudden, but it did. .210 we can go flaps 8 as well. Let's see here. All right, there's Benos. We'll go flaps 8. Providenciales traffic, Brickyard, 5002, 10 mile final 10, Providenciales. We'll dial this back to 180 now. And we'll start bringing the power back. All right, hose on the rudder pedals here. And right at Emusu, which is in 2 miles, we'll go gear down flaps 20. Whoopsie daisy. So we'll go gear down, flaps 20. And there's a Musu, go autopilot disconnect. Alright. BREF is 1. Whoops, no. No. Flaps 25. Go flaps full. Boy, we're getting blown off. Center line poorly handled here. All right, gear down, flaps full. We can get back on center line, we'll be doing all right. All right. Stabilize. Continuing.
200. One seat rate. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Yeah, that was a banger. That was another banger.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Like, I needed my co-pilot to tell me that. That's my second banger of the day. Yeah, we certainly have. They probably realized that. Alright, well. So we've got some refining to do with our landing technique here, ladies and gentlemen, but part of it is it's like an entirely a visual approach, like, which I will freely admit that I am not the most skilled at visual approaches in jets. Just not my skill set. But that's alright. Didn't bend it exactly. You can walk away. If you can use the airplane again, it's a good landing. So, just a little disappointed because I really felt like I had a decent chance at that one, but oh well. Such is life. Ah, there's an E190 sitting there. That's pretty sweet. So, at least you've gotten a chance to have a look at the airplane. It is a lot of fun. It's actually motivating. Like, it's a motivating airplane to fly because it is so manual. Like, it really makes me want to get into refining my ability in this plane and getting a handle on it, because it's just a cool plane. It's very well, it hand flies well, notwithstanding my pounding of a landing right there. So shut that down, come over this side, we'll shut that down, and we'll come over here. Let's see, what do we got? Let's go chocks, go ground power, air, we'll get the doors open, and we'll let the people out here, and the lights off. So, not the best landing in the world, but say what you shall, just the way it was today. So here we are, and yeah, it is definitely pretty tight in the cabin. If you've never been in one in real life, it's a smaller cabin. This is the 900 too. This is like the biggest of the bunch, but it's a nice airplane. It's a really nice airplane. Let's see how I parked. At least I can feel good if I parked well. I parked pretty well. It's not too bad. So, yeah. But fun flight, fun airplane, beautiful scenery. I enjoyed it. If you guys did, if you guys have any questions about the plane, I'd be happy to show you around. But once again, thank you to Aerosoft for letting me get a look at this. And let's go to, I'm gonna go to turnaround state here. Yeah, it was a fun plane, or a fun flight rather. Let's see what the damage was here on my landing. I'm almost afraid to look. Oh, 542 feet a minute. That's no good. That is no good. Oh, well. The RJ100 Avro. So I haven't really looked at that plane that much. That's another one that's gotten some good reviews. But this is a Flight Sim 2020 scenery, but it's a really good one. I mean, you know, I think it's pretty cool anyway. I like it. But so I need to get some practice in. Release date should be Tuesday. Should be Tuesday. It should be the 1st is what they've said. And which will give me some time to practice my landings, because that one was brutal. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. Hey, Rui, glad to do it. All I have once again proven to myself is I am better landing at props than I am at landing this. Offline for 2 to 3 weeks because of renovations in the house. Ah, okay. Well, hopefully the end result is good for you, Peter. That you enjoy the outcome of your work. But yeah, I'm gonna be flying this the next couple of days, and then come Tuesday, I'm probably gonna join Sim Update 2 and see how that's going, because there's some VR improvements that I'm looking forward to seeing. But in the meantime, I appreciate everybody coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fortunately, you didn't feel the G-forces of me putting the landing gear up through the plane. But water pipes, oh yeah, that's a big one, Peter. That's a big one. I may go fly the Islander just to get my self-confidence back after that landing. But this is a fun flight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And everybody take care. And hey, Mr. Anderson, what's going on? Appreciate it anytime. Appreciate you showing up and joining. Next Tuesday, Bluebeard, absolutely. That's what they're saying, the 1st, which is Tuesday, for V2, which will give me some time to practice, you know. And that's the thing, like, it's funny because I don't have the confidence in the 737 to kick off the autopilot at 1,000 feet and fly it in. In this plane, I do, but I don't land it very well. Oh well, I guess it's life, right? This is why I'm not an airline pilot. But anyway, thanks guys for coming out. I appreciate everybody for joining, and you guys take care. I'm definitely looking forward to you guys getting this plane. You will enjoy it. It is a beauty. Take care, everybody. All right, Peter, you take care as well. We'll see you Sunday, buddy.